Hello all, and welcome to the next video. In the last video, we looked at, I believe, the Wind Raider, if I'm correct, and we kind of ended, or not ended, but caught up to where we're supposed to be in current day Masters of the Universe Origins. And I kept kind of going back and forth this morning on what do I want to do next, because I did that last night, and so today I was really going back and forth on what I wanted to do. Do I want to try to set things up in a bigger space so I could look at my Hot Toys? Do I want to start on the big Marvel Legends kick that I've been on? The Dark Souls Ben Presto statues, the little mini statues. What am I gonna do? I got some options here. And today in the mail, this came in, and I said, you know what? This will be a good breather. Why not? It's random as hell, and we can take a look at it. This is the second Super 7 Ultimate Andre the Giant figure. I looked at the first one, the young Andre that came with the vest, and like his kind of poofy afro hair. And I had mixed feelings on it. Even though they fixed the head sculpt by the time it came out, I still don't think it's a perfect Andre. I outright will tell you, I think the Mattel Andres, not all of them, but like the most recent one that came with the ring cart, has a better looking Andre than the Super 7 figures. If you think the opposite, cool, that's your opinion. I disagree. I think that Mattel one that came with the ring cart is like the perfect Andre head sculpt. At least for older Andre. That being said, I went ahead and I ordered this when it was like the last chance to kind of get it. It was like the last day, and I think I ordered it off of Super 7. Funny enough, this is the first thing I've ever directly ordered from Super 7 and got in the mail. So excited for that. And this is a different one. Like I said, their first one was the Andre with the vest and the afro. So you're getting like that kind of 70s Andre. This is like really early Andre. This is basically Monster Roussimoff when he was in Japan. So he comes with like the Japanese robe and like the sash and all that stuff. And I got it because I've got the other one. Might as well get this one. I'm not going to dig the other one out to do a comparison. But we can go ahead and look at it. Just like any Super 7 Ultimate, it's got that box. It does ship in a bigger box, but then it comes in this one. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and get to it. As far as wrestling figure goes, Super 7 has been very hit and miss. As you can see, it comes with plastic. Since this just came today in the mail, I didn't have time to like take the plastic off and look at the figure first. But oh well, I'm gonna trust it. I have no reason not to. This one came directly from Super 7. Yeah. The first Andre, like I said, I wasn't the biggest fan of the head sculpts, even though they were better than what had been originally announced. Still wasn't the biggest fan of them, but the figure overall was pretty good. The New Japan figures were very hit and miss, the first wave at least. I think I've said this before, I thought the Tanahashi and the Ishii were really good, but Okada and Ospreay were really lacking, especially like the accessories. And that head sculpt on Ospreay was just, what the hell. But this is the next one. And we're not done. I'm not going to lie. I did pre-order the Major Wrestling figures. There you go. Major Wrestling Pod figures. I did order Cardona and Myers, so we'll take a look at those when they come in. And I do have New Japan Wave 2 pre-ordered, so we'll eventually take a look at those too. But I did not get the Good Brothers. Just didn't really want to. I have their WWE Mattels. They're pretty damn good. So, actually, I think they're very underrated figures. So I decided not to get them. I'll keep the Mattels. But we got these, and we got the ones that are already pre-ordered. So, more Super 7 wrestling guys coming down the pipeline. I just hope they get better as we go, and not everything is quite as janky as that New Japan wave was. Those are disappointing, man. Okay, we got the plastic off. We got the box. It's like a kind of like a Japanese poster type of thing. There he is. I'm almost positive this is like the same pictures of Andre that were on the first box, huh? Maybe I'm wrong. Let's take that off, and there he is. I have something to say about this. There we go. There's like a little bio on the back if you want to take a look at it. Alright. I do like the box with like the wrestling ropes and the bio on the back, everything. Ultimate's up there. I mean, it looks cool. So let's go ahead and crack this guy open. I've opened so many Super 7s, the Thundercats, the Turtles, both Wave 1 and 2 of the Turtles recently, that I'm kind of becoming... It's pretty easy to kind of get these all open real quickly. This one does come with like red kind of lights shining down. If you want to use that for like a backdrop. I don't really keep them, but hey, they're there. Let's start popping out the accessories. So in the package, as you can tell, he comes with like those semi-open hands. So let's take a look at all the different ultimate hands first. We have the ultimate hand, or not ultimate, open hands. Here's the other one. We have like chopping hands. It's weird, like why some of them have tape and other ones don't. There we go. That's the other one. And then of course we have a closed-fisted hand. And there's the other one. He does come with another beer can, which was something that the first figure came with. Let's see if we can get that kind of... There you go. It's like a Japanese beer. The first figure came with one, so not surprised to see it here. It's supposed to be like accurate to the size, so like if you put it in his hand, it's going to look like that. I think that's actually kind of a cool little thing to come with. I like it. Now we got two alternate heads. First alternate head. This one's very similar to the one we got in the first figure, the first Super 7 Andre. I don't see the Andre likeness in this that much. Like from the side, I kind of do. From the side, I can see the young Andre. From the front, not so much. It's almost like a caricature of Andre. Which has kind of been an issue I've had with some of these Super 7s. That's how the Will Ospreay one felt. And a little bit like the Okada one felt a little like that. But Ishii and Tanahashi were spot on. So it's kind of just hit and miss with some of these. I think this one, as I look at them, actually kind of looks the most like Andre. This like weird snarling face. Is that supposed to be dried blood or is that just a mishap? He's got a spot on the nose, too. I think it's supposed to be like he's got bruises or dried blood, like he's been beat up or something. But it just looks like somebody rubbed like dookie on his forehead. So not cool. If that's supposed to be the desired effect, then I think it's a pun intended shitty effect. But that being said, out of the ones that I'm kind of looking at, I do think this is kind of the one that looks the most like Andre. Okay. Get all these rubber bands and plastics cut out of the box. Get Andre out here. Monster Roussimoff. Okay. And here we go. Oh, sash is coming off. So yeah, as you can see, he's wearing like the Japanese sash. This is from a tournament. And I can't remember what it is, but it's specifically like a Japanese tournament. I don't think it's like the Champions Carnival thing that All Japan does, is it? It might be. Anyways, there was a lot of people like in this tournament. I think Billy Robinson's in that tournament. And they, they got like their ceremonial sashes, and he's got a robe, and it's all a thing. He's got black trunks on underneath the robe. Pretty simple. I'm pretty sure this is even before the last Andre. Like, this is early Monster Roussimoff in Japan. And I believe in Canada and around the States, he was Monster Roussimoff for a little bit. For a cup of coffee, you could say. This head sculpt's not bad. I think, like, from the side, this one might be the best one. I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't think it's this one. I don't see it in that one. But it's one of these two. In these two, I can see the younger Andre a little bit. But yeah, he's got all the same standard articulation. He does have a bicep joint. He's got a little bit of a thigh swivel, not much. Single jointed knees. No, the knees, they do turn, but not a whole lot. Calf joints. Which is funny because some of those New Japan figures, I guess you couldn't put those on there, huh? But it is what it is. I'll take my pot shots. He's got his robe. It's a nice robe. It's a cloth good robe. I like it. I think it looks really cool. If you wanted to use it for somebody else, go for it. Take it off. Yeah. Monster Roussimoff. I mean, I'm glad to have it. I like when they kind of do stuff with Andre. I'm guessing Andre just, like... Why is this that way? His foot is, like, bent in a way that I can't straighten it out. You gotta be kidding me. Okay, maybe that'll work. There we go. I just kind of found a design flaw in this. The feet, there's no foot joints to like move them side to side. They just go front and back. And because of that, the way he was packed in the box, his left foot is bent. So I have to like give him like a wide stance to get him to stand properly. So grand, Super7. Anyway, I know that's like a minor complaint, but it's just another one of those Super7 quality control things, like I feel like it's becoming very commonplace. Like if you're gonna get Super7, just be sure and understand that if it's not the Ninja Turtle line, you're gonna get some quality control stuff, because that Ninja Turtle line is perfect. Everything else they're doing, it's like been really hit and miss. But I digress. Here he is, Monster Roussimoff. I like it. I mean, even with the issues that I've had with Super 7, I do like their stuff. Especially when it's something like this. Like, as I was saying before, Andre, like as a brand, like the Andre the Giant branding stuff and all the different stuff he has, it's kind of one of those things where, like, WWE did their Andre with the ring cart. It was just a basic figure, but it looked awesome. And then you have Super 7 doing younger Andre, and so it's interesting to see all the different ones. And even if, let's say, WWE never made Monster Roussimoff, you can get the Super 7 one. And, if you have issues with it, fix it up. I know I probably will. I might, I'm going to try to see what I can do about that leg, that foot over there, because that does bother me. And then you never know. If you can find something that's like a good head size to like fix this up and make a custom, like pop the head off, put maybe a custom one that looks more like a young Andre on there, then you got a perfect Monster Roussimoff. I mean, I think that's kind of something I didn't mention with the with the New Japan figures, was that, if you just like fix some of those articulation issues, and then you're able to maybe get a better head for like the Will Ospreay or the Okada as a custom, then you got a perfect figure. But that doesn't take away from the fact that you're paying $45.99 a figure or whatever, $44.99, and that prices on some of them are just going up too for Super 7. Like their Silverhawks are all like $54.99 or something like that, but which I'm not getting. I'm not a Silverhawks guy. To be honest, I didn't really know who they were until Super 7 announced them. So that's the thing with Super 7. Can you justify the price? And it's an individual figure by figure basis. Thundercats, I think they're on the right track, even though they had some mess ups. I think you're good if you're going to get those. I'd highly recommend those. I think you're really good if you're going to get the Turtles. Those have been perfect so far. Well worth it. However, their wrestling line of toys, since those are like the only three things I'm interested in, Ninja Turtles, Thundercats, and the wrestling stuff, you're really going to have to go on a toy-by-toy basis. Because knowing what I know now, I wouldn't have pre-ordered the New Japan Wave 2 figures. I would have only gotten a couple of them, like the ones I wanted, instead of the whole set. And, when you pay Super 7, you're not getting that back because it's made to order. So, I would have done that instead. Same thing with the Major Pod figures. I mainly bought those just in support of the Major Pod itself, the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast. I love that podcast. I listen to it a lot. Haven't in a couple of months, but that's just because I got busy. Yeah, like if I could go back, I'd probably pick and choose on the wrestling figures. And that's where I'm at on Super 7. I feel good about the Thundercats, even with the issues. I feel good about that one. I think the Ninja Turtles are damn near perfect. Definitely go for those. Their wrestling figures, hit and miss. Pick your shots.